Hello there guys, and welcome back once again to How to Feed the Beast in Minecraft. Today we're going to continue towards making our lightning rod, but once again thanks to Gregtech we actually need to build two new types of block before we can make the lightning rod. So the first block is this, the highly advanced machine block. Now we've built a machine block and an advanced machine block, and this is the third block in the process. This is used by a lot of the high-end endgame machines added by Gregtech. In order to make the highly advanced machine block, we're going to need titanium and chrome. The titanium and chrome ingots are both made in the industrial blast furnace, but currently our industrial blast furnace can't get hot enough to smelt the chrome ingots. Which brings us to our second block, the reinforced machine casing. We're going to be upgrading our industrial blast furnace so that it actually smelts hotter. So let's head on over to the workshop and start this process going. Okay, now this is going to be quite a busy video, so we're not starting in the workshop, and I want to do some things in a certain order. Now one of the first things we need is some bauxite dust, so I'm going to go over to my industrial grinder and put the bauxite ore in there. Now you can do this in a macerator or a pulverizer. Whichever one you use, you will get 4 bauxite dust per 1 bauxite ore. However, in a macerator, you won't get any aluminium. In a pulverizer, you have a 10% chance to get aluminium dust. In the industrial grinder, you have a 100% chance to get aluminium dust. So if you've got the industrial grinder, use that and you will get the most for your materials. Now we are going to head back to the workshop. So the next thing we're going to do is make our reinforced machine casing. Now that is actually quite easy and made with items we've already made before. We're going to need an advanced machine block in the middle, an advanced circuit on the left and right, and then 6 steel plates, 3 along the top and 3 along the bottom. And that will actually give you 4 reinforced machine casings. And you're going to need 34 of those altogether. So let's head on back out to our industrial blast furnace. Now if you remember from the video where we built this, it is 4 blocks high and 3 by 3 blocks in size with 2 empty blocks in the middle that are full of lava. So remember, if you have put lava in there, you're going to need a couple of buckets to get all of that out. And what I'm going to do is use some scaffolding just so that I can get up to the top. Now you can destroy these blocks with a pick, that is going to be absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do is destroy these blocks here, remembering that I do have 2 blocks of lava inside. Hence why I've brought 2 buckets with me and I can get all of the lava out. So I'm quickly going to take my pick and destroy all of these blocks and replace them with our reinforced machine casing blocks. Okay, so that's the last of the original machine casing blocks. Now we're going to take our reinforced machine casing blocks and rebuild the same structure. Remembering at each stage to put our lava back in the middle block. Trying very, very carefully not to fall in. Nerd jump. Second bucket of lava and the remaining 9 blocks along the top. Remember, of course, with the middle block that you actually need to click on one of these 2 blocks on the side, not the lava, or you'll lose the block. And there we go. We have our upgraded industrial blast furnace. We can get rid of the scaffold. And now we are ready to go. Okay, so we're back in the workshop. I've taken the bauxite dust that we'd produced so far, and we need to go to our industrial electrolyzer. We need to put the bauxite dust in the electrolyzer with some empty cells. Now this will take quite a while, but this will produce a variety of ingredients for us, and the one that we're most interested in is the tiny pile of titanium dust. So I'm going to leave that working away and come back to it later. In the meantime, we're also going to need some ruby dust, so I'm going to turn on the power here and go over to our pulverizer, and I'm going to put the rubies in here. Okay, so let's have a quick recap while I'm just waiting for these machines. We've taken our industrial blast furnace outside and upgraded all of the machine casing blocks into reinforced machine casing blocks so it can smelt at a high temperature. We need to do this to be able to make the chrome ingots. We've taken some rubies and put them in our pulverizer to turn them into ruby dust. We've taken some bauxite and put the bauxite ore into our industrial grinder to get bauxite dust. And then we've put the bauxite dust into our industrial electrolyzer with some empty cells, because what we're mostly interested in getting is the tiny piles of titanium dust. Unfortunately, this machine does take a while, so I'm going to go away and come back a little bit later when it has finished. Okay, so let's have a look at the industrial electrolyzer and see if it is finished. It is almost there. We need 16 tiny piles of titanium dust, and it's very nearly finished, so hopefully in a second or two. There we go, that's what we need, 16 tiny piles of titanium dust. Let's take everything else out of there for the moment. And so the machine isn't sitting idle, because it does take so long to do anything, we're going to take our ruby dust out of the pulverizer, put that back into the industrial electrolyzer with some more empty cells, and that's off, let that do its thing. Over to the crafting table, of course we could technically do this in the inventory. Tiny piles of titanium dust in a row of 4, well in a square of 4 will give us a pile of titanium dust. We want 4 of those in total. So there we are, 4 titanium dust. We're going to go outside with those over to our newly upgraded industrial blast furnace. So let's pop the titanium dust into the industrial blast furnace, and that will smelt into titanium ingots. Now, using the non-upgraded blast furnace, you can still smelt the titanium, only if you have the 2 centre blocks with lava in though, but as we're going to need it for the chrome, I thought we may as well do that in any case. So let's leave that until it smelts those bars for us. Okay, while we're waiting for that titanium to smelt, it looks like our industrial electrolyzer is done. It actually works quite quickly on the ruby dust, it's got through that entire stack, and the important thing here that we want is chrome dust. And actually, we only need 4 of those, so we've got a bit too much, but that's fine. Now, we are going to need the industrial blast furnace for that as well, so hopefully it's finished smelting our titanium. Okay, let's have a look. Almost there, very nearly done. And there we go, we have 4 titanium ingots. Let's pop our chrome dust in there and let that smelt into chrome ingots. And this is why we needed to upgrade the industrial blast furnace. I've just reminded myself actually that we've built the reinforced machine casings before, because we actually had to use them on our industrial grinder here. But it's a good recap for people, or if you haven't seen that video for the industrial grinder, firstly, go and watch it, and secondly, at least you know how to make these blocks. So let's take our titanium ingots back into the workshop. And we're actually getting to blow dust off some of these machines we haven't used for a while. We're going to need our plate bending machine, and I really should update my Sphax pack because this one's a bit out of date. And let's put our titanium ingot in the plate bending machine, and this works very quickly if you've got a good power supply, which we have. And almost instantly we have 4 titanium plates. Let's quickly go and check on the industrial blast furnace again. Now, just as a quick note, I actually have the industrial blast furnace running from an MFE, and as you can see, the power is draining very, very quickly. So you'll either want to upgrade this to an MFSU before you start, or make sure that it is completely full before you start to smelt, because if you run out of power while it is in the middle of smelting, it will just come to a stop, and it will continue to try and take power from your MFE, but it won't actually do anything, and it will just sit there indefinitely and do nothing. So I'm going to take that last chrome dust out until the energy levels replenish. Okay, I've got 130,000 EU in there. There should be just enough to finish this last ingot, so let's leave that to do its thing. So we're 3/4 of the way through smelting that last bar. We still have some power left in the MFE, but it is draining down very, very quickly. It's being fed by a fully loaded thermal generator as well, so as you can see, it does use power very, very fast. So that's something we'll upgrade in the future, but there we are, 4 chrome ingots. So let's head on back over to the workshop for one final time. Back to our plate bending machine. Chrome ingots in the plate bending machine. And now we have 4 chrome plates and 4 titanium plates. So over to the crafting table. We want to take our chrome plates and put those in the 4 corners. We want to take our titanium plates, top, bottom, left and right, and an advanced machine block in the center. And there we have our highly advanced machine block. Not a very exciting or interesting block on its own. It doesn't do anything as it is part of other machines, but it's very important that we build this because not only is it needed for our lightning rod, it's also going to be required for a lot of the other high-end Gregtech machines later on in the series. So guys, thanks again for watching, and I hope you all join me on the next video where we will continue to make our lightning rod. I hope as always you found this video informative and entertaining. If you have, please remember to like, share and subscribe because it's really helping the channel to grow. And as always, if you do have any ideas for things you'd like to see in future videos, either send me a message or leave it in the comments below and I will add it to the list. So until then, I've been UnstableVoltage and I'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.